My strategy for catching sand whiting estuary fishing. Hi, my name's Roger Osborne, and today I'm in my local estuary. I'm going to be targeting whiting, and in this video I'm going to catch some yabbies and then go and fish the drop off on the edge of the sandbar, and I'll be showing you exactly what I'm doing. Make sure that you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. So the tide's actually really high. You know, it varies depending on the time of the month. You know, you've got the lunar cycles, sometimes you've got really big high tides, etc. Often, where I'm standing right now is dry ground. So I've kept it really simple. I didn't bring a sieve with me to sieve yabbies, but there's lots of ways of skinning a cat when it comes to catching yabbies. So I'm just going to pump. Oh, I can see one already. He hasn't gone into that hole already. Oh, there he is. See, you can see there's a yabby there, although that one's got eggs, so I'm going to let him go. Look at that. Lovely female yabby. So I'll let this little one go. But essentially all I'm doing is pumping into the water, and then when the dust clears and all the mud clears, usually you can see the yabbies swimming around. I don't really need many for bait, just a few. You generally have to wait a few seconds for all the dust to settle. Hang on, there's a yabby. I'll put that one in my bait bucket. So I've been working hard on creating a estuary fishing course, which is really like a foundation of estuary fishing, and it's covering every aspect of estuary fishing. Hang on, there's a yabby. Oh, that one swam to the surface. I'll be covering all the target species and foundations for where do you go fishing, when do you go fishing, what gear do you need, what bait should you use, what special tips and insights do I have on each particular species. So that's really close to being completed and being available on the Rogers Fishing website for all Rogers Fishing members, and also just in general as a course for people if you'd like to purchase it on my website. When you pump like this, it actually attracts fish. You find all little whiting and bream, they follow you around looking for food. Okay, there's a big one in there. Woo! He's swimming to the surface. Only thing is he's got a big nipper. I didn't really want him to grab my finger. There's another yabby down there, so I've just got to quickly grab that. In my estuary course, I go into detail on tips on the best ways to get yabbies, live mullet, and the different fresh baits that we use in estuaries. So I cover all of those things and just share what I've learnt that works after lots of trial and error over the years. Ah yes, I saw one then, over the back here. Oh, there's another one, two more, look at that, 3 in that pump. Maybe I can grab him. Actually, there's 4. I'm just pretty chilled out here today. There's no real rush, just enjoying being in the water. Gonna have a fish. Lovely spot. Okay, time to have a fish now. So I've waded out on this shallow sandbar, which is typical of so many lakes and rivers, where you have these lovely shallow sandbars with thousands, millions of yabbies, and just across here it drops off into the main channel. So I'm going to go for a wander over towards the edge of the channel and cast some yabbies into the channel. I could also potentially fish in this shallow water, because I could see whiting as I was walking across. I could see whiting on the sand in front of me when I was walking across, so they would be up here because of the tide. They'd be up here in the shallows. Where I'm going to be casting my line now is maybe only 2 foot deep. Pretty shallow, but it's worth a flick, it's worth a try. You know, I might pick up a nice whiting or even a bream. Just out here, there's obviously no one around, so it's nice and quiet out here, so no one to disturb the fish. I'm fishing pretty light. I mean, you could go lighter, but I have a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. I've just got a moderate length leader to a swivel, and then a small ball sinker. So I'm just going to flick that out and then see how long it takes to get a bite. Quite pleasant being out here. There's been a southerly wind blowing, but a little bit protected in this spot. It's coming from behind me. Seems to have dropped off just a little bit. So I'm just going to wind it a little bit and then wait. Really, casting in these on these sandbars, you can catch anything because you get a lot of big flathead come up along here. Mainly flathead, bream and whiting is what you would catch. I just saw a big swirl in the water out there in the shallows. Some decent sized fish just over there. Hang on, I just had a couple of little nibbles. Yeah, something solid over there. Oh, I got a fish. Whoa, that's all right. Just got to tighten that drag a little bit. So what have I got first cast? That's the question. Just a nice little bream. You can see him there. He liked that yabby. Not big enough to eat, obviously. But there you go. See you later. I'm just going to, I'm going to wander to the right just a little bit. Chuck that leftover bit of yabby in there. I can see a little bit of action out there. I don't know what it is. Alrighty, cast number 2. So I've got a fish first cast, that's alright, only a little one. Now where my bait landed then was where I saw the big swirl before. Got no idea what it was. It wouldn't have been a whiting, obviously, something else. I don't know what this is, not very big. Feels like another small bream. I think I might have gotten off. Oh no, it's coming in with me. Actually, this is a tarwine. They're different to bream. Can you see how his head's more curved? It's like a round curve. A bream is more straight, more of a bump on it. And you can see these lines in the scales, like that. And the bright yellow fins. So that's a small tarwine. Tarwine are delicious to eat just like bream, but you just need them to be a bit bigger than this guy. Just let him, oh, there he goes. So that's 2 little ones so far. Where I'm standing here, there's a few weed patches just in front of me along the edge of this sandbar. A few weed patches there. I'm just casting out beyond the weed patches at the moment into the main channel. I think that just got off. I think it was another little bream. But I'm just casting beyond the weed patches into the channel is all sand out there, beyond the weed. Now I'm wanting my bait to get out past those weed banks because obviously don't want to get stuck in the weed or hidden in the weed. Wow, just saw a big swirl right there. Might have been a shark. I'm not casting in the same spot each time. I'm just, moving my cast around. I've found that I've had bites. Each time I just pull my line a little bit like that, just drag it across the bottom a bit, create a little bit of action out there. The bites I've had so far have usually been after I've just been jiggling the bait along the bottom. I'm mindful of not to pull that too far because otherwise I'll hit the weeds. So while I'm aware that I'm on the sand, I'll give it a little bit of a pull along the bottom to try and stir up the sand a bit and attract a bite, but I can only do that to a certain point. I think I've got something. I thought I didn't have it. Here it comes. What is it? What have I got? What have I caught? A whiting. There you go, a little whiting. This guy would be about 10, 20. This guy would be about 25 centimetres, probably 26. So they've got to be 27 centimetres to keep. There you go. So not quite, almost big enough. Not quite. Just let him have a little swim. Off he goes. Wally whiting. See if we can get a bigger one. So I've just grabbed a few more yabbies because I was running low, and I grabbed another rod because I thought I might as well actually, I've got a pole that I've stuck into the sand. So I might as well chuck a line out. I have a set line and I'll hold one. And where I'm standing just here, I'm still on the edge of the channel. The main channel into the lake is just here. Right directly in front of me there's a couple of weed banks. And then just beyond the weeds here it drops off into the channel. It's a great spot. These weed attract small fish, and the flathead often like to come up on the edge of these weed banks. But just beyond me, there's no weed just down there. The shallow sandy sandbar just transitions straight into the deep sandy water. So I'm going to toss one line along the edge of that drop-off, sort of half in the shallow and half in the deep, just over there. I'm going to flick that over there. I'm going to flick the other one. I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to prospect in front of me, just in front of these weed banks along the edge of the channel. And hope get some yummy, beautiful white-fleshed whiting. I've got some quite big yabbies in here. Oh, these guys have got big nippers. Look at that guy. If I could put this guy on and leave his nipper on, I would, but I'm going to take the nipper off. Get rid of his nipper, then I eliminate that risk of being hammered by the yabby's nipper. I've been bitten by them before, and those big ones, they've drawn blood. So while it's not the end of the world, I'd rather avoid it. So I'm going to whack this guy out first and cast it on a bit of an angle along the edge of the channel. And I'm only using a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. So I'm going to flick that guy. Yeah, that's about right. That's about where I want to be. I'm going to flick him over there. Set the drag. I am a chance of catching a flathead doing this as well. Just going to let that little bit of slack line there. I'll probably get a bite pretty quick actually. That's the thing when you use 2 lines. But that's okay. If I hear the drag going on that one, that'll be good. Okay, so it's getting a bite, look at that. Probably a little bream, who knows what it is. Yeah, it's still having a go. I'm just going to leave that there. Fish with my other one. I might not be able to fish with 2. We'll see. Alrighty, beautiful day. I'm just going to flick beyond the weeds into the channel and then just pull it towards myself slowly. Yeah, that's a good spot. So first of all, I'm just going to wait just to see if I get a bite without moving the bait. I'll give it a couple of minutes, just let it sit there. I mean, I didn't do anything with that line and it got bites relatively quickly. So I'm just going to wait for a second. If I don't get a bite, I'll just try pulling it a couple of feet and then waiting and then doing that again. Maybe it's a little bream. Feels a bit like a little bream. Coming in pretty easy. Yeah. Typical customer. Actually, this one's a Taiwan. It's a little Taiwan. It's going to let him go. Off you go, mate. You want to have a swim? Oh! It doesn't feel very big. Probably another little bream. At least it was a bite. Oh my goodness. What have I got here? This is a very interesting looking fish. Look at that. Ouch. This looks like a cross between a herring, what we call a herring in New South Wales anyway, a cross between a herring and a Taiwan. It's a very strange looking fish. I'll just try and take my hands away so you can see it. Bring him into the light. Look at that, that's a very strange looking fish. It's a combo, a fish combo between two different types of fish. You get that sometimes. This does look like, I've caught a few herring around here, but this one's like a half herring, half Taiwan, half bream. Off you go. I've got a fish. Ooh. What is it this time? Maybe it's a different species, we'll see. Oh, it's a whiting. Oh, okay. Hopefully he's well hooked. I might have to use my net just to make sure. I'll bring him into the net. Oh, I've got to lean over. Come here. Oh. Oh, no way. That was a decent whiting, that one. I did play around with it a little bit, but obviously only lipped. There you go. That was definitely legal size. I got a fish. Yeah, I got a fish. Feels a little bit bigger. I just noticed that boat coming past and I thought, oh man, it'd be good if not so many boats came past. And then I got a bite. So what have I got this time? Just had a nice whiting on before that unfortunately got off. This is a whiting as well. Excellent. Come here you. How well hooked is he? That's the question. Oh well, I'm just going to bring him in and grab him. Got him quick. That whiting would be legal size, I can tell. I've caught plenty of them. He'd be 27, no problem. So, there you go. Get a couple of nice fillets off him. Put him in my my keeper net.
What's that?
Those two last whiting, the bite was the same. What have I got here? This could even be a flathead, this one. Because I'm using such light line, you've got to be really careful. I don't know what I've got here. It's got a little bit more weight in it, so just got to be a little bit careful. If it's a flathead, it could easily bite through the line. And it's got some weight in it, look at that. I can't see it yet. Oh, come here. No, it's not a flathead. Oh, golly. It's a nice fish. The humble yabby does it again. Hopefully I can get this close enough for you to see it. But this is a quality fish. Coming in closer. Oh, pulling line, sheesh. Oh man, this guy is pulling line. So I've been catching these little fish, but in amongst the little fish you get a big one. Wow. Just got to tire him out a bit. I think I'm going to need my net. Oh, he's a beast. Man, this is a beast of a bream. This guy's a beast. Oh, wow. What a beautiful fish. I know you can't see him yet, but I just can't pull him in yet because he's pulling really quite hard. Just got to get him a bit closer. Here he comes. Oh, what a cracker. Oh, he's an absolute monster. Wonder how many centimetres he is. Just got to get him near this net. Just going to drag him in towards me in the net. Just going to bring him, oh, come here. This is really awkward. I've only got a short handled net. Wow. Have a look at that bream. My goodness. Whoa. That, he's got to be 40 at least, I reckon. He's an absolute horse of a bream. So I got him on that just on middle of the day. I'm going to grab him out of here to give you an idea of the size of this fish. Hopefully I can get a good grip on him because he is solid. Yeah, I got him. Look at the size of that bream. I'm just being careful how I'm holding him because I don't want him to flip off. I want to just take my hands away from the top of his head there so you can see him, but look at this bream. Classic. I'm fishing for whiting, but you know you can catch bream and flathead obviously as well. What a cracking estuary fish. Now this is really what estuary fishing is all about. So much fun, totally safe, non-dangerous, and you can catch some beautiful quality eating fish like this. Man, that's exciting. Okay, so I don't want to lose this guy. He swallowed the hook actually, he's just woofed that yabby right down. Can open up my keeper net and somehow sort of get him half in the keeper net and then try and extract the hook, but I'm standing out in the water. I don't have a knife, and bream have got really strong crushing teeth. I don't want to put my finger in there. I'm probably going to have to break his neck and extract the hook. Look at the teeth on this bream. You wouldn't want him to clamp his mouth down hard on your finger. That would seriously do some damage. Look, there's his bottom teeth. Look at that. My goodness. That's why they crush things like oysters and different things. Look, you can't even see the hook. Hook's disappeared right down his mouth. Very happy with that fish. I'll have to measure him when I get to shore. But I'm going to have to just perform a little operation to get the hook out so I can keep fishing for whiting. Which there I am, I've got my hook. Excellent, got my hook. I'm going to leave him in the keeper net. But you know, you hear people talk about stud bream, well that's a stud bream. Okay. Time to put on a new bait. He's got me. Look how he's making my skin go all white. Oh, he's grabbing me tight. Oh, the pain. Ouch. You dog. You dog, you yabby. You're a dog. It wasn't even a big nipper, that one. Oh well. It's sort of sitting on the bait a little bit. It's coming straight in. What could it be? Okay, what do we got? Oh, Oh, gross. Would you believe a big puffer fish? Is he going to puff up into a ball? That's the question. I don't actually want to touch him. Don't want to touch him at all. Quite amazing looking fish, really. White underneath and spikes everywhere. Drop you in there. Spikes everywhere. Maybe his name's Spike. You get these things in the estuaries, these weird things. They normally blow up like a soccer ball. He's not blowing up at the moment. I don't really want to touch his spikes. I'm going to see if I can get my hook out of his mouth without touching him. He's got big eyes, look at him. Huge eyes, but they've got very sharp beak-like teeth. I don't actually have a rag or anything that I can grab him with. He's kind of caught in the lip. I got him in the lip. Yeah, there you go. Interesting looking character. His name's Harold. I've had to bring him into the shore so that I can remove the hook. But it's very important to note with these fish, you do not eat them. Apparently there's enough poison in one of them to kill 30 adult humans. And people have died. In Japan, they actually eat these. And chefs remove the poisonous parts, but sometimes people have still died. And sadly, when I was a young boy, I took a couple of these home. We had them in a bucket, and our cat ate them and didn't survive, unfortunately. It's a hard lesson to learn. Okay. Now you, sir. Oh, he's going to puff up now. Look at this. Oh man, you're increasing in size. Look at that. Okay, well I'm going to gently nudge him into the water. I'm not going to actually even touch him with my foot. I'm going to use the butt of my rod. You're not a very good puffer, are you? You're not puffing up that much. And then just got to get him into a depth of water where he can swim away. Go on, you go in there, buddy. Have a little party in there. Well, his mouth's in the water so he can breathe. Maybe I'll push him out a bit further. Roly-poly. It's roly-poly puffer fish. Really, I'm just trying to let him go. Be kind. Oh, he's getting fat now. Look at that. He's turned into a soccer ball. Okay, off you go, mate. You can float away. Got him. Feels like a bream, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, that was another tarwine. Plenty of bites out there. Doesn't feel big enough to eat. I'll get him in quickly. Yeah, similar size customer to last time. Not quite big enough to eat. Well, this is our target species. Don't know that it's big enough to keep though. Maybe, oh hang on, a little bit bigger than I think. Better get him before he drops off. Yeah, look at that. He swallowed that yabby. Actually, I'll show you. You can see there's a little bit of the yabby just outside of his mouth, just that little bit of yabby stuff there, but he's you can't see the hook at all actually. Completely swallowed it. But I can tell he's legal, so I'm happy about that.
Say something about the net and the fish getting out and all
I popped down here this morning for another fish because I caught whiting yesterday. I had my keeper net, put the whiting in the keeper net, didn't realise that there was a hole in the keeper net and lost my whiting. So, oh well, got to come fishing again, so it's not bad. So I'm just going to remove this guy and then chuck my line back out again, so that's good. Oh, I've got to put this down. Ooh, yeah. This is really enjoyable fishing. Just a beautiful... Actually, what time is it? It's 20 past 11 in the morning. Oh, interesting. I can see what this is. It's Trevally. Wow, look at this. I was mentioning recently in my Rogers Fishing Zoom how this time of the year Trevally come around. Look at him. Lovely little Trevally. Fantastic. I think he swallowed the hook. Oh, just like that whiting. That hook's, you can't even see it, I don't think. Completely down his throat. Isn't it amazing that, is it still on it? Yeah, probably just a little one. What have we got this time, Self? Yeah, it's a whiting. Another whiting coming in. This one doesn't look very big. Okay, so I'm just going to bring him straight in and grab him. Oh, he's not that small actually. Bigger than I thought. Whew. Another beautiful whiting. Oh, we've been eating these with egg and panko crumbs. They've been awesome. Okay, I'm just estimating his length. 10, 20, yep. So he's going in the keeper net, and hopefully not to escape today. Oh, thank you, Mr. Yabby. I really like that. I really like that you don't want to let go of my thumb. You can see he's pulling it quite tight. He's pinching it because my skin's all white where he's grabbed it. I don't want to just rip it off because he'll probably make me bleed. Anyways, stop that, you. I've been fishing in my local estuary targeting whiting because oftentimes the ocean's really rough. You know, I do beach fishing videos, but the good thing about the estuary is that it's always accessible. You don't get big waves in an estuary, so it's a great option. And while I've been fishing for whiting, I caught an absolutely monster bream. I got some beautiful whiting, I got a trevally. So this is a very good form of fishing regardless of wherever you are. You can use a variety of different baits. I've been using nippers or yabbies in this video. If this video has been helpful, if you learnt some things, make sure that you hit that like button because that really helps my videos move up in the algorithm on YouTube. And subscribe, and I'll be coming back at you with a video very soon.